And now it's time to spin the wheel of problematic to find out what topic is problematic this week. I think it's my turn. I'll give it a spin. All right, this week, indecent exposure is problematic.
Prophecy foretells of a podcast so stunning, so brave, that it could only ever go by one name. A show so woke that it became its own gender. A show so hot that we'll understand if it turns you gay. You're listening to Stunning and Brave with Chris Cowan and Nate Henderson.
Welcome once again to another edition of Stunning and Brave with Chris and Nate. I am Chris.
I'm Nate. Hello, everyone.
Yep. And we are here to inform you, educate you, enlighten you. That's what we do on this show. We are the wokest show on the internet, the most progressive show ever to exist. And if you even question that, then you are probably racist.
Yep, without a doubt.
Definitely a sign of white supremacy to even question the wokeness level of this show. I don't know why we always grunt when... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, grunt when we what?
Well, I was going to change the subject. So if you sounded like you were onto something there. So I didn't
No. It was a joke that was going to fall completely flat. So it's probably best that we move on.
Oh, those are the best ones. I was just going to say, I don't know why we always grunt when we're spinning the wheel of problematic. It's actually a pretty easy wheel to spin, like a baby could do it. But
but then you look at our arms and we have...
That's true. As we established last week, I have
See, like, you like that nod?
Child arms. Yeah. So thank you.
12-year-old child arms. So, it's okay, man. You'll get the muscle back. It's all right.
I'll see. I'll see if I can get my swimmer arms. Now that we are making full use of last week's privilege check of a racket club, which I can't pronounce. I can't say it without saying racket club because.
Dude, my wife was listening to the episode last week.
Oh yeah,
I didn't even know she was listening to the episode until it was quiet and I was working in the room and all of a sudden I hear this, really, a racket club? So I was like, oh good, you're listening to the episode. Yeah, that sounds right.
Yes. Yeah.
That's great.
Anyway, I'm really looking forward to this week's topic, indecent exposure. I think we'll have to take a really close look at it.
I guess the wheel has access to my court transcripts. That's
yeah.
I don't know how I got that.
Well, actually, the truth is there's a story that's kind of behind that topic. I wasn't sure when I was going to squeeze that in, but
oh, come on.
How was your Mother's Day? Did you do anything for Mother's Day?
It was good. I celebrated my wife and my mother. That was pretty much.
That's pretty much what you got to do.
And we all just got together and ate food that was bad for us. That was pretty much that was the highlight of it. No, we didn't. I mean, we had some things were going on Saturday, and Sunday was pretty low key. But she, I'm very blessed in the sense that that she knows exactly what she wants in terms of gifts, and she takes the liberty of getting them herself.
Oh, that's dude, that's perfect.
Yeah, I'm a very lucky man. Very lucky. Man.
Your wife is set on like autopilot mode for Mother's Day. That's fantastic. She's like the Roomba of wives.
That's right.
She's just like I know where I'm going. I know what I'm getting.
I know where I'm going. Hey, you know what? Why have everybody put in the guesswork when you know exactly what you want? And I say, you know what, babe? You just go for it.
I like it. That's a good strategy.
I guess that's an early privilege check. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway. What about you? How was your Mother's Day?
Our Mother's Day was pretty decent. Always try to, make the lady feel special, my wife, and my mom lives farther away, so we weren't really able to celebrate with her, but I said nice things on the internet, so obviously that's
it counts. Yeah,
that's really all you need to do.
I realized about 8:30, 8:45 the night of that I still hadn't posted on Facebook yet, and unless I wanted the day to count, I had to scramble. So
I saw it today, and I saw like when you it says how long ago you posted it, and I was doing the math. I'm like, I don't know if that counts, man.
Oh, it has to. I have till midnight. Dang it.
Right. As long as she's in the same time zone, otherwise.
Well, yeah, exactly. As long as she hasn't gone to sleep,
right.
And she can still see it and be like, "Oh, thanks, babe."
Yeah. I thought about texting my mom or calling her, but then the world wouldn't know about it. So like, what's the point?
Well, yeah. So I hope you didn't. I hope you just kind of posted something.
No. I just Instagram, Facebook. That's all you need.
That's all you need.
That's all you need.
Yeah.
But so we did a nice slow morning, which was per her request, and then we went to the river, and I made probably the most amazing keto-friendly sandwich the world has ever seen.
Really?
Yeah, because there is keto bread that actually doesn't taste like a sponge. And
I'm intrigued.
This is revolutionary. So I made that pastrami with pepper jack, and man, I'm hungry.
I was gonna say, did you have dinner yet? Did you?
No, I didn't. I wasn't hungry for dinner. I've been kind of just snacking throughout the day, and now all of a sudden, I'm talking about pastrami with like bacon chunks and pepper jack cheese and like all those like the Subway nonsense that Subway does.
Amazing. It sounds amazing.
Sprouts, all that crap. So I made just some amazing sandwiches, and I don't eat many sandwiches, so it was extra special for everyone. But so we had a little picnic at a river spot. It was just this beautiful, gorgeous river.
How quaint.
And I'm like, there's like 4 rope swings, and so the kids are like testing those out, and so I'm like filming them, and then we notice on the other side of the river,
oh no,
there's a lady who happened to pop up in the background of the videos of my adorable kids.
Okay.
And she is just hanging out in every meaning of the word.
What?
And just like this, she probably 50s or 60s, and I would not describe her as petite.
Oh no! Was she treating it like essentially like her own little nude beach or something?
Yeah. So she's just.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah. So she's just hanging out there, flaunting it all. And like wearing a freaking loincloth. Like,
wow.
Like a green like loincloth. And I am so afraid of what was hidden behind that thing, because I don't know.
Please don't think about it.
I hope to never find out. You know how like
Are you sure she wasn't like filming for Discovery Channel? Like, what is that series? Like Naked and Afraid,
Naked
or whatever
that
is? Or
she was naked and I was afraid, so there's a good chance. But you know how like when you get to heaven, you think about all the mysteries in life.
Yeah, but why would you ask God?
Be revealed?
Why would you ask God about that? Hopefully, God would be merciful and not reveal what the answer to your question was.
He is a benevolent God that will forever remain a mystery.
He's like, let's just not discuss that. Hey, let me show you around the kingdom.
He's like, there's actually certain questions that only get answered in hell. So,
oh God. Oh, even I looked at that creation and said, "That's not good."
He's like, okay, that was a mistake. My bad. My bad, everyone.
And I thought mosquitoes were a bad creation. No, yikes.
It was experimental, Sometimes you never know how this stuff's going to work out. It was modern art, a little abstract. There's more to it. They talk about how art isn't always beauty. Sometimes it's to evoke emotion. Well, this accomplished that. So, but yeah, so this just naked lady was just hanging out on the other side of the river. And and we've got two young kids, just playing in the river, and so we kind of had to be like, hey kids, let's walk over this way for a while.
Look over here. Always be looking over here.
Yeah. And so there was some drum circle the entire time that was kind of further down the river, and I think she kind of migrated from there because they were just drum circling it up the whole time.
Frickin' hippies, man.
I don't know if you've ever hung out in a drum circle.
I can't say I have, man.
But it doesn't tend to be like the upper crust.
No kidding.
You're not going to see all of the, they'll make, when you have those, there's CEOs who are maybe
sure,
going on a soul searching thing, and they might show up.
Yeah, but that's like a private trip on their Learjet to the Himalayas where they can actually meet with the Dalai Lama or whatever. And
yeah, it's not necessarily all the people who are just really, I'm trying to think of an inoffensive term.
Well, I mean, to be fair, didn't you and Quant go to a birthing session here and there, outdoor people that were singing? They were singing songs to their placenta and stuff like that. I mean,
I don't think they were singing songs to their placenta.
No, I know. I'm exaggerating.
That's true. I am not one to judge any kind of hippy dippy nonsense. Because we did have our kids at home. With the midwives.
That poor woman, she got tired of her drum circle, and she's like, you know what? I don't feel free enough.
Yeah.
And she just walked a quarter mile down the way and just went for it. Who needs this? I'm going to become one with nature.
Yeah.
By going en naturel.
That put a damper a little bit on the picnic.
How far away was the other edge of the riverbank?
Thankfully, it was far enough away to where it wasn't like I could really see details, but
okay,
it was close enough to where I could definitely see more than I wanted to see, or definitely for my kids to see.
Some people, man, they've got no shame.
Sitting there and just letting it hang. Oof. Yeah. So.
Oh man.
Yeah. So it was interesting. It was interesting, but
happy Mother's Day, everyone.
Yeah. So.
Wow.
But so that was Mother's Day. So fun times. All right. Well, we like to start off each episode with this segment.
Check your privilege.
This is the part of the show where we just kind of do a cleansing ceremony, much like the cleansing that you experience in a highly spiritual and experimental drug type of drum circle. But
right, yeah.
But
ours is less naked, but
a little bit less naked,
just a little bit.
Not entirely less naked, but a little bit for sure.
Yeah, that's true.
But so we, this is kind of our opportunity as two incredibly privileged individuals. It's always important to feel bad about whatever privilege we have. And so this is kind of our opportunity to kind of pay penance of a sort, even though there really is no redemption for our privilege. But just kind of acknowledge and feel bad about it. So I'll go ahead and kick things off. So actually, continuing Mother's Day, we had a so Nate.
Oh gosh, what now?
What is a thing that we've clearly established about me on this show?
Well, let's see. Last week we talked about the arms, and this week, I don't know that you continuously like to buy exorbitant forms of technology.
Okay. The answer we were looking for was TVs specifically, but
sorry, I didn't hone in on specifics.
Yeah, well, let that be a lesson. But
right,
yeah,
what now? What now?
We have established previously that we have some TVs in my house. We have a few, probably slightly higher than the average.
You're one step below a hoarder.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. We have one basically for various rooms in our house. We have
the bathroom, the laundry room.
4 TVs in our house, 1 in my office. But there was one more place we did not have a TV.
Oh, God, I hate you so much.
And that was in the outside.
What?
So,
the crap are you talking about?
We did.
You're gonna put a TV outside.
Yes. Not a TV, but a projector.
Okay, so you went and got yourself a projector.
I got myself a projector and a projector screen, and we tested it out for the first time on Mother's Day, and it was pretty epic. It was like, okay, now before you judge, it was literally
it's too late for that. You can't say before. Just say
reconsider
judge it. Yeah, after I judge.
After you judge, consider it's a $60 projector. It does like 720p.
Yeah.
So not even full HD.
Man.
It has like hardly any. It has like no features.
We're gonna have to bring your privilege level down a couple notches.
That's right.
Oh man, how did you function?
It was rough. But
it's so blurry.
And then like I just connected it to a outdoor Bluetooth speaker thing, and we listened through that. And but we watched it. We introduced the kids to An American Tail, which is a Don Bluth classic.
Man. That's a light hitter.
Oh yeah,
bring the Kleenex for that one.
Oh man, that is it's a great one. It's a classic.
I'm just glad you're allowing that movie to traumatize your kids the way that it traumatized us as kids back when we were young.
For a Don Bluth animation, it's probably the least traumatizing.
That is true. But
right?
Let me tell you, man, there was something that hit home when I was little about that. I just had one of my big fears because of that movie was that I was going to be separated from my family.
Oh, jeez.
And so I don't know why I took that such to heart, but I was like, oh Lord, please don't cast me over the bow of a ship in a storm.
Yeah, that part. Well, and he just loves to insert unnecessary monsters into his cartoons.
Oh man, does he ever?
In American Tail, it was just this giant. For some reason, the ocean was a monster, totally randomly. But it was it's a great movie. It's a classic. It touches on the history of the migration from Europe at the turn of the century and all that stuff, but through the perspective of mice. So it was, it's a great movie. I mean, you compare it to Don Bluth's other animation, like think of All Dogs Go to Heaven. You freaking have a scene in hell where he's being like, he's trying to not fall into a pit of lava while these little tiny demons are like attacking him and a lava monster is trying to swallow him whole.
I forgot so much about that movie. Oh man,
You've
yeah.
got The Secret of Nim, where
Oh, no, I remember that one.
animals are being like experimented on.
Yep.
You've you've got Anastasia, where freaking what's his name? He's an actual historical figure. The Rasputin
Rasputin. Yeah.
is like basically hanging out in the underworld, and is like his limbs and chin and everything are just falling apart the whole time while he like sends demon curses after
Yeah.
Anastasia.
Then you got Land Before
And
Time, where
yeah,
a
I
dinosaur's
think
mom dies
probably.
right in front of him.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, Land Before Time, totally. So compared to those, I feel like
Yeah, I
American
guess
Tail
American
is
Tail's a
more
little
like
tame.
it's more depressing than scary. So
It is. It is.
there's
Yeah.
child slavery, but
Other than that,
what family film wouldn't be complete with a little bit of child exploitation?
that's a good point. That's a good point. That's a good case.
Yeah, for sure. But
Well,
yeah, so we tested out our outdoor movie night. So now we have one more way to watch TV on you know out, outside now. So
awesome.
there's a way to do it, and it was fun. We put some chairs out and had a blast. So that's definitely my privilege check, is one more way to get
Most
in that
certainly.
entertainment. Now, if only
Yeah.
I ever had time to actually watch movies, but
Yeah. Well, there is that, but hey, we'll do a B movie on the outdoor big screen.
yes,
Cannot wait.
it's gonna be awesome.
So I had a eventful Saturday in a sense that we went to a musical put
Oh,
on by a Christian theater organization for youth. So the we were invited to a friend's kids musical that they were in, and if anybody has seen
oh.
Godspell or is familiar with that, that is the musical that was happening. Have you seen Godspell before?
I don't think I have.
Okay. So it's kind of
Don't
like,
think I have.
see, because you got a lot of Christian themed musicals that were made particularly in the 70s. Um,
Yes, there were a
and
lot in the
so
70s.
you've got Godspell, you've got Joseph and the Technicolor Dreamcoat, you've got Jesus Christ Superstar. So there was a lot of musicals all made within like this, probably 5 to 10 year period that they were going on Broadway and everybody was like loving them. So Godspell was
Yeah.
one of them. Godspell was just basically based on Jesus's teachings, and it's kind of done in like a different kind of like song and dance and sort of like
Right.
kind of goofy sort of thing.
And
But
it's like Jesus Christ Superstar, but with like 99% less blasphemy or something.
99%. Let's play. I haven't even seen Jesus Christ Superstar. It's supposed to be excellent. So,
It's a
but
classic.
yeah, it's a classic. So the joyous thing about it is because thank you very much, COVID. It's starting to warm up where we live.
Oh,
And so I'm like, that's interesting. Wow, good for them. Opening the theater back up, opening the stuff back up. And my wife's like, no, it's actually outside. Oh,
oh,
okay. So it's outside. So they're actually performing it outside the church that they would normally perform in. Okay, well, maybe they've got some shade covering or something if we're going to be out there with the sun beating down on us for 3 hours straight, including when we sit down, musical intermission, all that other stuff. Nope, no shade cover. They had plastic chairs to
oh
absorb the
my
heat.
gosh.
And and so we sat in the roasting sun for I want to say from the start to the finish was about 3 hours or so, just lathering on the sunblock, and watching a bunch of kids sing a bunch of songs from Godspell, and You know, I was there. I was smiling. It was a good show. I wanted to be supportive. And
Was
part
it?
of me was
Was it a good
just like,
show?
it was. It actually, no, they did a great job. They did a
Okay,
really
all
good
right.
job. And yeah, no, it wasn't like this is definitely above just high school level. I mean, while it's all kind
All
of
right.
high school age kids, the quality, I'd say, was definitely this theater company is known for their having some really good productions and stuff.
Okay.
So
Nice.
it was good. It was good. It was like, but I felt bad for how I was feeling during during the thing, because when you're in direct sunlight, part of you can't help but just kind of keep
Yeah.
looking at the watch and just like, well, surely this has to be the end of Act One. Okay, well,
Yeah.
surely they have to be wrapping things up pretty
Right.
quick here.
Right.
It's like, no,
Oh.
it's a full-fledged musical, and they're gonna do. Why would they shorten it? They're having fun. We're having fun. And so my whole family and we got a nice little tomato red action happening on certain
Oh
parts
no.
that we missed up. But no, it was good. It was good. It was good. I can't.
What
Can't
time of day
complain.
was this?
This was at the coolest part of the day at 1:00 when it started.
Oh.
When it started. So from one.
Oh.
So from 1 to 4, somewhere in there, really the coolest window of the day.
Oh my
So
gosh.
yeah. Oh, but the good
That's
news
just
is
wonderful. You know?
the good
That
news
is
is that I get to do it all over again this Saturday
right.
for my cousin, who's actually going to be in The Wizard of Oz with the same production company. So
No.
yeah, well, hey, thankfully, I think this Saturday is supposed to be like 15 degrees cooler than last weekend. So I think
Well, and now
I
you've
think
got
it's going to be okay.
your base tan out of the way. So
I got to start my base tan for the summer, man.
you'll be good from here. You'll be good.
My son and I are fortunate because we actually can tan, but my wife, who is a redhead, and
Right.
my daughter, who
Is a
has
full
kind of
ginger.
similar skin pigment as my wife, they don't tan, they just flat out burn. So
Right.
so
They don't have a gradient of like different skin colors.
they
They're
don't.
just
No.
white or red.
It's either you're either gonna have the translucence of a vampire, or you're going to need to go to the ER. There's never any in between. So
Right.
so.
All right. So next segment time.
The Social Net Jerk.
Oh.
This is the part of the show where we peruse the internet for people just acting a fool. Just kind of just making fools of themselves.
Yeah, it really is all there is to say about that.
Often in attempts to be extra woke or inclusive. And you know what I love?
What do you love?
I love when people try to turn things like Mother's Day into a day that's really about everything all at once. That's what I love.
Including them.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there were actually, I've seen one of these before, and there were a couple of memes or whatever that have made the rounds, and I've seen them a couple Mother's Days over the years.
Right.
And so there's one that I'd seen before. This first one I'd seen before. And then there was another one that I had not seen before.
Similar but different.
Yeah. So I mean, here's the thing. When you think of Mother's Day, who do you suppose that Mother's Day? Who are we supposed to celebrate on Mother's Day? Who's that for?
Anything related to mothers.
Yes, I would say Mother's Day. It's probably for mothers.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Yeah, I think so. What is a mother? Well,
call me crazy.
It's someone who's got a kid or had a kid, something like that.
Yeah.
So, this first one, it's really beautiful. It's got a bunch of different flowers, and it says "Thinking of You," and it's really sweet because it's like, yes, there's typically when we think of celebrating Mother's Day, we think of celebrating like, oh, I'm going to celebrate my mom, or
Sure.
my wife who is a mother, or some other mother in my life, maybe even a mother figure. But there's a lot of people who might be Mother's Day is a little different for them. For example, and this lists some of them: mothers who have lost children.
Oh man,
That's rough and definitely
yeah.
something to think about. Or those who have lost mothers. Again, uh, those with strained mother relationships. Mother's Day might be a little bit hard for them. Mothers
Yeah,
with
that's true.
strained child relationships.
Yeah.
And those yearning to be mothers. And
Yes.
those are all those are all worth thinking about, because these are all people who have an emotional reaction to motherhood and Mother's Day
Striving for
especially.
motherhood, maybe.
The whole world is celebrating Mother's Day, and it's got maybe some there's some feelings of sadness for it, and that's great. We should definitely be mindful of that, keep those people in our thoughts. Maybe the day isn't necessarily about every single person who has sad feelings about Mother's Day, but definitely it's good to like, oh, I'm thinking about those people, and considering that. I'm not, I'm not necessarily going to get a card for someone who's got a strained mother relationship, but
No, that'd be awkward. They
that might
don't.
be
They
weird.
don't sell a lot of those at
I might
Hallmark.
I might not be like, Happy Mother's Day to you because your mom sucks. but
Happy Mother's Day to the woman you hate the most.
It's not making the day about them, but it is like, hey, it's,
Exactly.
thinking of you. It's nice to send little thoughts. So it's great. Mothers who've lost children, those who've lost mothers, strained mother-child relationships,
Yeah, all legitimate.
those yearning to be mothers, and then those who have chosen not to be mothers.
Yeah, excuse me?
Why? Why would we care about them on Mother's Day?
Because you have to include everybody, Cowan.
Like,
everybody gets a trophy.
It's so dumb. It's like, it's so irrelevant. Like, okay, you chose not to be a mom. Then move along with your life. Mother's Day is not for you. I'm not really going to think about you on Mother's Day because you specifically made the decision not to be a mom. And that is, more power to you. That's fantastic. I'm not looking to force people to be moms. But maybe don't.
Wow.
Maybe I'm probably not going to be sending you any particular thoughts on Mother's Day. Just saying. So yeah. I've seen this one before, and it's just
I heard a dark interpretation of that, by the way.
Let's hear it.
Well, and to be honest, I kind of got the thought of it based on like something else your wife posted on another thread about this.
Okay.
That it could interpreted. This is super dark.
Okay, we're gonna go dark. We're taking it there.
That it could be interpreted as somebody who found out they were going to be a mother.
Oh yeah,
but made the choice to not subject their child to this world and eliminated it.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
So then, F them.
Yeah. Right.
This day is even less freaking about
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's all about empowerment nowadays. So I just figured that angle, I could see somebody viewing it from that lens.
I could. And that is like, that just makes it even worse. So,
and I'm so sorry I brought the podcast down to a depressing, dark level that I just did.
That's beautiful. But yeah, so it's one of those things that like starts out great and well-intentioned, and then it's just like, but then you went stupid. You didn't You didn't have to go stupid.
Well, they can't help themselves. Look, they have like so much room in that little meme box, and they want to be able to fill it up. So you gotta,
like,
just kind of think of new stuff.
So I saw this, and I was just like, okay, well, that's pretty dumb, but whatever. But then there was another one, and it gets even worse. It's another one, and it's similar. It's got like different flowers for some reason. And this one is titled Lilies of Love for Those. And then it lists off a lot of different people who are maybe people we need to, think about on Mother's Day. So lilies of love for those who cannot be with their mom today. Okay. Yeah, sure.
All right.
Again, longing for a child. Absolutely. Yeah. Mother's Day can be really hard for you if you're wanting to be a mom. Those who've lost their mom, have lost a child. And then it goes again. Who have decided not to be a mom. Like, what the heck? No, this isn't for you. This is not for you. This is specifically, this could not be less for you if it was Dolphin Love Day. It's just nothing. It has nothing to do with you.
Dolphin Love. That's my second favorite holiday of the year.
Yeah, I love Dolphin Love Day.
Who doesn't?
Everybody
loves
one-day
dolphins.
Bestiality is acceptable. So,
I wasn't going there. All right, no? That's your turn. That's your turn to get dark.
Is that not what it was about? Okay.
I just meant they're cute and friendly. Dear goodness.
And then it has Lilies of Love for those who mother themselves. Like, okay. You're kind of stretching it here a little bit, but then...
kind of weird.
And then it just gets worse.
It just goes downhill.
Because then it's who mother plants, pets, or loved ones. No. Okay?
No.
You're not a mom if you have a dog, and you are definitely not a mom just because you have a fern.
I may or may not know people that call themselves a mom because they have canines in the house. Yeah.
You can be a mom and have a pet. You can be a mom and have a fern.
But having a fern or pet does not qualify you for motherhood.
Yeah, no, that is not even, nope.
Yeah.
That's just no. And then, as if that wasn't inclusive enough, they throw in, and lilies of love for those with heavy human feelings today.
What?
What the hell is that?
Well, look, to be fair, maybe this meme was made by an extraterrestrial, and so they're really showing respect to the fact that we humans might have heavy feelings. I don't know. This is so stupid. This is so dumb. It's you, but by adding these next couple things, they've included everyone in existence.
Yeah,
you might as well make
human feelings.
You might as well make a meme that just says "Lilies of Love" for everyone.
Yeah, yeah.
That's you can just leave it at that.
And that is like the essence of like woke culture right there in a nutshell.
Mm-hmm.
Is this idea of being so inclusive that you render everything meaningless. Because
so true.
When you take a concept like Mother's Day and then you say, well, I'm going to just include everybody on Mother's Day, then it's not a special day for moms anymore.
You get a lily and you get a lily. This is,
It's not a day for moms anymore. If it's about everyone, then it's about nobody, and it's not a special day.
You know what's going to happen? You know what's going to happen now? You have to create a Father's meme. You got to create a Father's Day meme.
Yes.
We're going to get that thing circulated so that when it rolls around next month, we're going to, and I just want you to throw the most obscure crap on there.
Oh, it's going to be so fun. Yeah.
It's going to be, and it's going to include everybody at least twice, just at least.
Happy Father's Day to all the fathers who don't pay child support. Happy Father's Day to all the sperm donors out there who abandon their children. Thinking of you today.
Yeah.
Happy Father's Day to all the people who are verbally abusive. I don't like you could just
Yeah. Happy Father's Day to all the man whores who are fathers but don't know it.
Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah. Yeah, we could go have a lot of fun. I mean, you might as well just be like Happy Father's Day to your dog, because like we're just including anything.
I'm sure my dog wants to be a father. He's always humping everything.
Yeah, yeah. This is that's true. I mean, it is in his instinctive nature. So,
yep. Wow.
So, oof, that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
really grinds my gears. So. It's just, the more inclusive, it's like that quote from Incredibles. I freaking love Incredibles. If everybody's special, nobody is.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Yeah.
That's a great one. Oh man, speaking of dogs.
Speaking of dogs, this is a great transition right here.
Gracious.
So I don't know. I don't know if this is technically an internet, people being a fool on the internet. This is actually more people being a fool in real life.
Yeah, if this is real, this is somebody flying their fool flag.
Yeah. And I believe this is real because I've seen stuff like this before where people just like they get on some like weird, obscure conspiracy theory.
Oh man, do they ever?
Or just some kind of like agenda that's just like, this is what my life is about now. And I've seen it a lot. I've seen it multiple times with like circumcision, where people will be like, "Don't cut your babies" and that kind of stuff.
What? But people will put that on their vehicles.
Oh yeah. I mean, people put like, I've seen it for like, hey, the government shouldn't stop people from smoking. It doesn't cause cancer.
There's a lot of wackadoo bumper stickers out there.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't put it past anything.
And what I always love about them is they're never like. People don't like, and when someone plasters their entire car with some like important message, it's never someone with like a solid sense of aesthetics. It's never like, okay, this guy must be a graphic designer here.
Obviously.
The way they arranged the fonts and like everything.
Yeah. No, it's like Michelangelo up there.
Yeah, yeah. It's never that,
Oh, God.
It's
No. Apparently, they slap on letters like you're writing a ransom letter to a family.
Yeah, it's never.
This guy put words on his truck like a serial killer would.
Right.
Like, it's just. Like where they cut out every single letter from a magazine and just like a different one. It's like one step away from that.
Yeah, it's never arranged in a way where you're just like, this seems like a stable individual. Mm-hmm. Like if you hadn't even read the words and you just saw their arrangement, you would be like, this person's crazy. I don't need to read the words to know that.
This person's unstable.
You can see based on just the composition.
There you go.
Of the message. You can just see it there.
Oh, man.
You wanna attempt?
Oh
to,
man, thank you.
Read some of
thank
this?
You so much for this privilege.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. At the top of the truck, it says cancer, and then dog turd. Because why not? And then the message on the main back window says, you can get cancer from dogs with colon cancer. Look what dogs do with their nose, tongue, and butt. And then below that, just to reiterate, it says, cancer cells. And then the tailgate is where it gets even more interesting.
Even better, yeah.
It gets even better because he just kind of throws buzzwords out on the left-hand side like pervert and cancer, or maybe he intended to say pervert cancer.
Yeah.
I don't quite know what that means in correlation or everything, and then on the right-hand side it says no dogs in house. And then at the bottom it says cancer dog get 10 times more cants than you and me. Nice. So he ran out of letters. I think he kind of ran out of some. He ran out of an R and a D.
Yeah.
And he just threw it all out there, man. And then the best part of the tailgate, it's got a sticker for Slayer.
Yes.
the heavy metal band associated with Satan.
Yes. This is amazing.
This is incredible.
Yeah, and it's
this is
and
there's nothing worse than getting pervert cancer. I can tell you that much.
I hate pervert cancer. It's very difficult to treat.
Truly is.
And I love that, like, they're never a good speller either, because you've got they wrote noise instead of nose. They got the T and the H switched on with.
Oh, that's true. I gave him more credit when I was reading it out loud. I switched it to nose.
Yeah. So it's just, I just appreciate. Like, honestly, it's almost a form of art, and I'm tempted to do. I would love to do something like this with my own car, and just
I think
like
you
plaster it with some kind of obscure message.
Like really, really focused on something that
really,
maybe is not that big of a deal, but really, really elaborate on it.
Definitely. I don't know, probably something about how, like, Mother's Day is for plant moms or something like that.
Yes.
I'll take it to the drawing board and
just
rehash
slap it right on the back of your family van.
Yes. I love it.
That's so great.
So good.
Whew.
All right. All right. Let's see here. Okay. Do we want to open up this can of worms? I think we teased it a little bit last week.
Well, that's the thing. I think we teased it last episode, so there's no going back. We have to comment on this.
I'm diving in. So, okay. All right.
Just a deep breath and jump.
All right. So this is another kind of we're going with themes here. So this first one is from Reddit, and it's at AMAB. So I think that's Ask Me About. No. Ask Me Anything. I don't know. I don't know what AMAB stands for.
I was gonna say, I'm glad you know. You're like the master of acronyms. So if you don't know it, then I'm screwed.
Yeah. At this point, I'm the slackronym because I can't do it.
I see what you did there.
Yep. Okay. Just move on. So anyway, someone's looking for a friendly period tracker is basically the bottom line here. AMAB friendly period tracker. Okay. So it's someone who used to be a man and is now a woman, and they are looking for a period tracker for people with that situation going on. And here is the here is the elaboration.
Please.
As someone who does not menstruate, hey Nate, do you menstruate?
Yeah, not last time I checked.
Okay, yeah, me neither. What a coincidence that both of us as.
If I do, it's been a while.
Yeah. So, it's a good coincidence that neither one of us menstruates. As someone who does not menstruate, I am struggling to find a good period tracker that does not assume I bleed. That is so weird. I run into that all the time, where my period trackers assume I bleed. I don't know. Have you encountered that?
I think that's very presumptive of the period
tracker. I wonder
tracker.
what it is about the two of us that we have in common that would prevent us from menstruating. I can't quite.
It does seem like a bit of a coincidence now that I think about it. Yeah.
Yeah. Can't quite get a grasp of it, but we'll see. It can be really difficult for AMAB trans women to track their periods. Oh, assigned male at birth. That's what it stands for. AMAB.
Gotcha.
For assigned male by biology at birth. It can be really difficult for AMAB trans women to track their periods because we don't menstruate. I wonder why not. I've been feeling like utter crap for a few days and just now realized I am on my period again. Does anyone know of a tracker app that is AMAB friendly? Everyone talks about Flow, but that app assumes you are AFAB, assigned female at birth. It does not seem to have any options for trans people who do not menstruate. I wonder why.
If you're wondering, are there really people like this in society, in the world today? Here's your proof right there. They exist. They exist, and I for one think the civilization has had a good run. I think we've had a good run.
Oh yeah.
And I think it's important, just like any sitcom that's been going for years and years and years, to kind of know when to quit. And I think this is our humanity jump the shark moment.
I think so.
Yeah.
Definitely jumping the shark here. It's weird. It is weird that someone who was assigned male at birth by biology, by your chromosomes, doesn't menstruate. That would make it really hard to track your period because it doesn't freaking exist.
That's true.
Weird.
That's true.
That's so weird. And here's another one, just for kicks and giggles. Again, similarly themed. They are wanting to know if there's a 23andMe for trans people, which, as you know, 23andMe, you probably know, that's a DNA test that'll tell you what your supposed ancestry is, that kind of thing.
What I love about this example compared to the one you just gave is that if you thought the previous example should have been an obvious revelation to who posted it based on biology, this one could not be more clear cut. So please continue.
I convinced my friend to take a 23andMe DNA test for fun. She was born male, but now identifies as female. And her results came back with a Y DNA haplogroup and only one X chromosome. This was really problematic for her and made her feel uncomfortable. Oh, no, really? Does anyone know if 23andMe makes any accommodations for trans people? Has anyone here had any experience with it?
The screenshot says there's 17 comments. I really want to know the total comments this post received.
Oh my gosh.
And I would like to spend my evening reading every one of them.
I'm almost afraid to. That might be another one of those mysteries.
Yeah, that's true. That might just be another log on the fire of watching humanity burn.
It might be one of those mysteries for hell we talked about. But oh man.
This
sucks when reality doesn't match your feelings. That's really tough. Yeah.
I was really bummed because I know
biology makes you uncomfortable. Man.
I was bummed, because I've always believed I've been born a unicorn, a big shiny silvery unicorn, and I did 23andMe, and they said, nope, sure enough, I'm a Homo sapien. I'm
with a little bit of Neanderthal.
I'm a human being.
Yeah.
I was really bummed. I'm gonna sue. I'm gonna sue naturally.
Oh, you should. As well, you should. Yeah.
And until they make an accommodation for unicorn people.
Definitely. 23andMe, get your act together. Yep. All right. Well, moving on to our final segment.
Ugh, that's problematic.
And this is the part of the show where we choose a random topic, which we selected at the beginning of the show. We spun that wheel. And then we decide why that thing must be problematic in some way. Because everything is problematic.
Yeah, it's a given.
The way of the woke. So this week, Indecent Exposure is problematic.
It most certainly is.
I can definitely attest to that
That's what the officers tell me.
From personal experience. And as we always like to do this for for each episode, we have an elite group called the Stunning and Brave Autonomous Zone. You can find it on Facebook, the SBAZ, Stunning and Brave Autonomous Zone. Look us up, request to join. And we like to put it out there to that group, and it's full of listeners and contributors and people who do our job for us. And we like to put it out and kind of crowdsource, what's problematic about public indecency. So I'll kick things off here with Bradley. What's problematic about public indecency? Really painful sunburns.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's probably at the top of the list right there, I'm guessing.
Definitely.
Let's see it. Chris, that's not you, says, well, misogyny, of course. Posted a link to apparently women are fighting to go topless in Ocean City.
Yep. Definitely, that's definitely a movement that's going on where women are fighting for the right to go topless.
Cut out your misogynistic ways and let us give you the opportunity to ogle, you jackals.
Right. I'd say probably most men would be okay with that. Honestly,
I don't think any men are fighting this one.
I don't. Be wrong. Maybe some, but I don't know if it's really a misogyny thing. I think
unless Ocean City is big on drum circles, then
this might be one of those things where we actually find both the misogynists and the feminists kind of on the same team here.
Yeah,
because the male feminists are fight for women to go topless for sure. It's their right. And the misogynists are like, yes, I want to be able to objectify these women as much as I can. And it's much easier if there's nothing obscuring my view.
I really don't see why there's an argument here. I don't.
Yeah, exactly. And to illustrate that point, John says, well, there isn't enough of it. And John...
Well said, John.
John might be one of those people who's working on being the change he wants to see in the world. I don't know.
Maybe. Oh, man. Robert says, well, problem with public indecency, a lack of consent.
Oof.
Lack of consent.
I can attest to that.
There was a lack of consent over the weekend for you, wasn't there?
My eyes did not consent.
Mine eyes have seen the horror.
They were violated. Jacob says, look, that was one time. You can't hold it against me that I tried to hold it against you. All right, Jacob, get out of here.
Who invited him to the chat?
Remove him.
Oh, man. Jeremy says they keep slapping that label on innocent nudists. It's perfectly natural. It's other people's fault for staring, leering, lusting at them. Just plain harassment.
And Jacob adds in, all natural, baby, the way Darwin intended.
That's right.
I don't think that's, the thing with evolution is it's progression. Civilization is a result of that. So clothing standards are okay, never mind.
It just goes without saying that people would probably want to keep the naked people around. So maybe that's what he's pointing out.
Anne says, nothing. It's worth pointing out that she is both my sister-in-law and the only female to chime in on this subject.
Right. And she's also somebody who can't approach within 200 yards of the school.
Right. Yeah. Well, yeah.
So go figure.
She is not. Don't say that. That's slander.
I'm sorry. That was just pure slander.
But she's the only woman who chimed in, and she apparently is fighting for feminism. So
she's with that group from Ocean City. She wants.
Yes. Yes.
She's fighting in court. Fight the good fight, Anne.
All right, you do you. That's all I'm gonna say. Just you do you far away, please.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe do that in Ocean City. That'll be
it wouldn't be here. It'd be in Ocean City where
other
you're allowed
side of
to
the
do
country
it.
Works great for me.
Yeah.
And then Nate, the other Nate in the group, because
not me.
No, there's
Yeah.
in California, everybody's either Nate or Chris, so there's just a lot of us.
That's true.
Nate says the fact that it enforces white privilege in two ways. Decency is a construct of white colonizers, and when it is enforced, it disproportionately affects marginalized communities and reinforces white normality. Am I doing this right? Yeah. Spot on, Nate.
You nailed it.
You nailed it. That is perfect boilerplate woke language. I love it. Everything about it is correct. It is interesting. Because that is a pretty white standard, the whole not going around topless. Because if you go over to Africa or you go over to, some Stone Age tribe in South America, they ain't covering those tiggle bitties. They are...
What the heck?
Sorry.
If there's one thing National Geographic is put on display, it's the fact that they don't have a women's lingerie department. They don't have access to any underwear. They just kind of do their own thing.
Yeah. Well, and it's one of those things where if you look at like our standards today compared to what they were 100 years ago or 150 years ago, like
True.
Pretty much every girl I know is guilty of indecent exposure by like mid 19th century standards because, back then you couldn't even freaking show your ankles. So like ankles were a private part, and I don't know a girl who doesn't expose her ankles. So it could just be the natural progression of the culture could just decide over time, yeah, sure, release the boobs, whatever.
Are you telling me that Ocean City is going to be the starting point for a worldwide boob-filled revolution?
I think so. I think that is, yeah. That's it's a difficult concept for some people to grasp.
Well, I think it's up to us then to write our congressman and make sure that we support. Admonish what's happening in Ocean City.
Uh-oh.
This sounds like a pun war.
We can't let this issue hang around.
Yeah. I think it's going to need a thorough examination.
Right.
To really, understand, both points, on the matter. And
so if you want to head to Ocean City, which is no doubt by the water, make sure to grab your motorboat and and head there.
Yeah.
Or on land, whatever.
Yeah, I think so. That's probably enough. That's probably
that's probably
That's probably good. That's probably
good.
Did
I? Yeah, I went too fast, too far.
Well, we are about out of time for this episode, and I do want to apologize if there were any technical glitches. There's some weird internet issue. I don't know. I blame Nate. It's probably Nate.
I forgot to pay the bill again.
So if anything sounded weird, it was Nate. But if
probably.
not, then just pretend I didn't say anything, because it's weird if I apologize and there wasn't even anything wrong. But all right. Well, with that, thank you so much for tuning in. Do us a favor, leave us a review on iTunes. And also, did you know we're not just an audio podcast? We're a video podcast that catches some people off guard. But yeah, we're also on the YouTube, and you can check us out there at, I don't know, just search for us there, or just go to stunningandbrave.net. There's a link up at the very top to our YouTube channel, and you can see our beautiful faces. And you want to see it, because the look on Nate's face when he said motorboat was well, actually no, never mind. That's one of those mysteries better left.
Yeah, just
stick with the audio.
Skip the video this time around.
Yeah, that might be a good idea. All right. Well, we will catch you next time.
Bye.
If you're not telling everyone about this show, you're probably a potophobe and a Nazi. Don't be a potophobe. Tell your friends and leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you subscribe.